What's going on? I'm Paul. This is Pauline Theology's daily devotional, man, and we're going through the book of John. Glad you're here. Glad you're listening. This is Trust in Jesus Ministries. Here we want to help you trust in Jesus more. And everything that we do, we want to put all of our lives every day a little bit more and more into the hands of Jesus. And I want to help you do that. And the way I do that here is to go through the scripture and learn more about the character and the nature of Jesus. The more we know about the character and the nature of Jesus, man, the more we can trust him because we know he's trustworthy. And we're doing that again by going through the scriptures. We're in John chapter 16, verses 1 through 4a. We got a little A at the end because there was the character, or I'm sorry, not character, but there was the chapter and verse division, and I think they may have just randomly put those things in there because it's like a whole new paragraph or start of an idea in between chapter or verse 4 and verse 5. But we'll talk about that later, man. If you haven't read it, stop the tape, check it out, see what it has to say, come back, and we will answer the 4 questions. If you have already read it, man, let's wait no further. Let's go ahead and jump on in, man. What's going on, man? Jesus is continuing the farewell discourse. And then he explains to them the reason in which he is telling them about all these things, about the people that are going to hate him, about the oppression that the world is going to put on the disciples. He says, I'm telling you this so that you don't fall away. So the word here is either to cease from the faith, or to sin, or to fall away. And so that's what Jesus is doing, man. He's making it plain and clear what's going to happen. So when they do happen, that we're not going to turn from the faith. And that has implications in itself. And we'll talk about that a little later. But Jesus wants to make it absolutely clear what we're getting into. He ain't sugarcoating anything. He's letting you know that there is going to be some problems going to happen. And then he explains further what those problems are. And he's like, you're getting kicked out of the synagogue. Well, why is that? Why is that such a big deal? Well, being kicked out of the synagogue, that's the community. That is their entire life. That is everything that they are about is tied up and wrapped in the synagogue for the Jewish people. And so for them to be expelled from this place is for them to be ostracized, to be basically like shunned as unimportant, not good, unclean. And so for them to get kicked out of the synagogues, man, that's tough. And then he further goes on and says that they do this in his name, that they think they're offering services to God. And it says they do this because they do not know. They do not know him nor his Father. Him nor his Father. And that's the root of it, really. That's the root of it, man. And again, he explains, he says, I tell you these things so that you may know that when it happens, you'll know. When it happens, you'll remember that I said it. So what does it say about God? I think what it says is, first off, that he allows us, or not he allows us, but he shows us and tells us the real stuff. He's not going to sugarcoat it. He's going to tell us what's happening because we decide to follow him. He is going to make it absolutely clear that if we follow him, the world is going to hate us. If we live like he lives, the world is going to malign us. They're going to ostracize us and even kill us, murder us. It says, and they do these things. They do these things because they think they're offering service to God. That's insane, but it is true. And I mean, it's not that far-fetched as you see it happen all the time in this world. Even our own faith has done this. What does this say about man. Oh, I'm sorry. One more thing it says about God is that Jesus is the only way to the Father. It says because they don't know the Father because they don't know Jesus. It says they don't know the Father nor him. The only way to the Father is through Jesus. And that's absolutely the thing that needs to be stressed is Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. What's this say about man? Well, it says that sin is sin despite our motives. You know, a lot of times we're like, well, it's the thought that counts, or it was the heart behind what he did. But it's not true. It's not true. Sin is sin. Evil happens despite your motives behind it. That's for everybody to know. But I think also something to remember as Christians is that we will be persecuted. That these things will happen. We will be persecuted. Jesus has made it known to us. And so how do we apply these truths to our lives? I think what we should remember, first off, man, when I was thinking earlier, I didn't think about this until I began this session, is that this means that we need to make it absolutely clear to those who come to the faith what they're getting into. And grew up as a Southern Baptist, and a lot of times we try and make it as easy or as simple or as motivating to come to Jesus as possible, you know. And I'm all for that, except for the fact that Jesus, when he talks to people, he lets them know, yes, there's great benefit because you get to be in a relationship with the triune God, but there is consequences for this action. And that is persecution and death. And so as we begin to tell people about our faith and that the wonders of who Jesus is, we must also inform them about the difficulties that occur. That life ain't going to be peaches and cream just because they've accepted Jesus as the King of the universe. Now, it is wonderful when you do because he's going to walk with you through all of the difficulties. But we need to make it we need to make those who we preach to, those who we witness to, aware of what they're getting into. And then finally, take courage, man, that Jesus is in control, that God is in control. He knew these things were going to occur. That's why he told us. And so we can take comfort in that he is going to be with us in them, and he is going to walk with them and strengthen us as we go through them. He knows, man, and he loves us. So that is something we must remember. So today, to apply these truths, man, if you're witnessing to somebody, be a witness. Tell them the truth. And then finally, man, just think about the goodness of God, his omniscience, and his omnipotence. Is it omnipotence? Omnipotence. That's it. Woo, tripping, guys. And his omnipotence, that he has the power. Remember those things, my friends. And I'll see you in the next episode.